Hi. It's getting a bit dark, and I just want to do another quick video with this thing. When I spoke of the syntax in the last video, and this, and I really can't remember. It's the same Gaelic, Phoenician, Hebrew type of arrangement that keeps going on, that thing. And then you got the other one that we use at the moment, the one that we use for English, which is, I think, is me first. Like subject, or John is, me first, and then something else. I went to the but that type of structure, I can't remember the thing. So I went SVO. I think that's it. I'm not good at this, So, but the one thing I need to say to you is that one of these syntaxes will augment you, and the other one will diminish you, I don't know if this makes sense. One augments and one will diminish, They're two different functionalities, It's not one's not right and the other's not right. It's just different functionalities, if that makes sense. Right. So, think of you major, and then minor, and then this is not. I don't think it's. I'm probably racing too much now, because if you're thinking lines and objects, and I'm thinking of something entirely different, and again, you need to start my videos from the start in order to make this sense. The other thing I wanted to mention is remember the language, the syntax. Your syntax, you see, is very, very important, because it informs you of you in some ways, because it sort of engages you in your reality. But not only that, but it informs your paradigm, and that's why it's very, very. That's why some people who do these cross languages, and I can't do it. I'm used to it, but they just got this gift for listening to the and the phonic. Like there are certain causal issues that you've got to do with your tongue, or the way you've got to aspirate or inhale or whatever like that. And I can't do that. And that's it. Those are types of human gifts, actually, in my view. And there's a reason why that type of engagement with those type of people that can do that type of thing would be really, really huge industry, in my view, if you want to think in terms of one world language. Okay, how you can do it, but a lot have to be. Everybody would bring stuff to the table, and no dominance, and possibly the countries would have to chop themselves up a bit. They're too big. The United States and China and Russia. The basic criteria basis is really a communication, commutative type of engagement, more than nodals, or these multi nodes. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Right. The other thing was when Thales, and I'm jumping into back to Thales, this guy, and he's the guy. I think he's 600 BC or something like that. So we have all this stuff. Oh, I really need to change the mathematics a little bit. Just the thought of how we do mathematics, just a little bit, please. So I'm requiring a little bit of openness, on your part, But the thing is, think of Thales, and he has no telescopes. He's none of this stuff, right? All he has, let's not subject potentially other methods of what you would engage with the sky. So forget the telescope. So he would be just looking up and down. But that's science, he's up there or down here, and seeing what kind of correlation. You might call it correlation or something. You say coincidence. You see, coincidence and correlated and correlation and causation are all sort of different, entirely different sort of issues. But in order to fix those type of issues and to fix your brain, we got to revisit the if-then assumption, the necessary connection, because how you engage from instinct to thought, and getting that type of thing is pretty good. Because remember, Thales are just all they're doing. You see, you think he's doing mathematics as a separate endeavor. It's not. They know there's a change. There are changes over the planet. In my eyes, when I look at him, and if I'm in him, I know what happens. I know what happens. I would say. And astro logos, logos is reason. It's the same thing. It's really difficult concept, and no, it's not a concept. It's difficult to actually wrap it up. Right. It's difficult to wrap it up. It's logos. Air, AERTH, air. not earth, if that makes sense. But we can discuss those distinctions maybe further down the line, in my view. Yeah. So you got Thales, and so the thing is, and he came, I think, about 300 years before, or a few hundred years before Pythagoras. Pythagoras picks up later, and I think there's a bit of an Aristotle type job going on. Because bear with me for a second. You see, he's got the sky up there. He's got this here, and he's got a technique that helps me just drawing lines up, down. And he can connect lines up there. You know, we see constellations, they're all joined up now, you know. But this is a huge fucking deal. Making these lines is a huge jump. It's really a huge jump. To join those lines, I know it sounds, we think, oh, it's just a straight line. But that straight line is implicit in nothing's. How far back do you want to go? Yeah? And, you know, and sometimes it helps. It helps the situation. But remember, it's a tool. It is not a set of concepts, cluster of ideas in your head, with your if and then, that you can project onto the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? All he's trying to do is just to refine his mathematics in accordance with the causal or the correlation or the coincidental that are happening up there and here. That's all he's doing. Yeah. I thought I'd say that. Right, and I think that's it. Yeah, so that jump from, like, we think the real one of the real jumps is the resemblance thing, you know, with the sky. That was a huge jump, you know. But then if you know, and what you're looking at is this, and this is careful with this, you're looking at the air, the earth. Yeah, remember, I think it was only 400 years ago that flipped over. It was a firmament. It was like some sort of plenum, yeah, with all these things, lights not stuck on, but held up by some of the gods or something like that. Yeah, you know. But we're talking about the reading, yeah, just what you see. Yeah, what you inject into that reading is an entirely different thing. So that's what they do, and that's all he's doing, refining it. And he probably went quite a way, you know. But it's getting the mathematics of this, how these lines up there relate, and the positions and stuff. Yeah, you know, the comparative positions between earth and earth. I don't know if you know the distinction. You'd have to read my videos earlier on. ERTH and not AERTH. But you got to get your vowels in the right order. Yeah, and you can never allow anybody to put an O inside you. I know it sounds a bit daft, but it's just the rule of the game. If you want to play something else, fine, but you're not O. This is weird. O is in front of you, yeah, in my view, yeah. So, and I think that's that. That's all I wanted to do. And I know it's a bit odd. I don't want, right, I know it's a bit odd, but I just want to get all this stuff out, yeah. You guys can patch it up in your own way a little.